Now that you're ready to go on your trip, it's time to pack your bike. In this video, we'll show you how to pack your triathlon bike into the Scott Transport bag so that you can take off without any worries. If you have a gravel or a road bike like the Scott Foil, for example, check out the other video on how to mount your gravel or road bike into the Scott Transport bag. Now, mounting your bike into the bag is done in 3 easy steps: placing the fixations, adding the pads, and ultimately mounting the bike into the bag. You only need a regular set of hex tools and some spacers for your brakes. Now, most makes and manufacturers ship bikes with spacers for your brakes, so hang on to those. Let's start with choosing the right fixations for your bike. To mount the bike in the bag, you need 2 axle fixations. To do this, we need to see what type of axles your bike has. Check whether you have a quick release axle or a through axle. If you have the quick release, take the fixation with the smallest diameter. For through axles, you'll take the ones that have the biggest diameter. It's as easy as that. Grab the shortest fixation of your axle type for the front fixation for your fork, and for the rear fixation, you can choose the right one by fitting the fixation between your frame and choosing the one with the least amount of movement. If you have to force it, the fixation is probably too large. Now that you have the right fixations to mount your bike, we can install them into the transport bag. First, place the front fixation, which again is that short one, in the left mount of the bag. If your bike is size small or extra small, use the hole on top. Medium to extra large bikes have to go in the bottom hole. Go ahead and slide the fixation through the hole. Now you'll hear a click when they're locked inside. And then you do the same for the rear fixation on the right mount of the bag. The next step is preparing your bike with the protection pads. For triathlon bikes, you need the long rectangular pad, 2 L-shaped pads with straps on the sides, the open rectangular pad to protect your aero bars, the cylindrical rear pad, and the chain protector. Place the open rectangular pad over your aero bars with the padding towards the front, and place the L-shaped pads on the side of the handlebars, also with the padding towards the front. Now place the long rectangular pad between the L-shaped pads like this, and wrap the strap around the pads, securing all of them in place. To mount the chain protector, wrap the frame under the chain with the neoprene piece and secure it with the 2 webbing straps by putting them over the chain. Now that we have everything we need, we can prepare the bike for mounting. Now, remove the pedals by turning your tool towards the back of the bike. You can put the pedals in the bottom pocket inside the bag and leave your tool in the pocket above. To fit the bike in the bag, you might have to drop your saddle. This is usually not needed for extra small to medium-sized bikes, but if you're tall like me, you're probably going to have to do it. If you do have to drop your saddle, make sure to check your saddle height before doing so that it's easy to remember when you're resetting up your bike after your travel. Now go ahead and drop the saddle. Now, remove the wheels if you haven't already done so, and this is the time where you need to put a spacer in your brakes. Sometimes during travel, if you don't have a spacer, your brake lever can move, which will reduce the amount of distance between your brake pads when you try to put your wheel back in. Once you've removed the wheels, place them in the bag with the discs towards the inside of the bag to protect them. Once this is done, you can mount the bike on the fixations and put your axle through to secure your bike. From there, you can tension the chain by putting it behind the fixation as if it were on your cassette. You'll probably have to adjust the bottom mounts to find the perfect setup for your bike. The goal is to have the handlebar protectors aligned with the side straps to keep the bike safe during travel. Now that your bike is fixed, you can place the rear pad in, close the bag, and you're ready to take off.